North. They're here to talk about their play Tough, coming up this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night at the North Peace Cultural Center. Thanks for joining me, guys. How you doing today?
Good.
Oh,
How are you?
fantastic.
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. We talked about this last week. This is sort of the first major theater thing back kind of in the city and even province wide in some places. Nobody's had any live theater for a long time. So it's very exciting. Let's start with this, though. Tell us again a bit about what this play is about and why we would want to see it.
Okay, well, it's a big scale musical with 300 people on. I'm totally kidding. It is a
Yeah.
it's a dark comedy. Is how it's described. We're having so much fun now that we've seen it so many millions of times. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a year of us getting used to the script, so there are moments where we're like, is it a comedy? We're so in it all the time, but it has its fun little dark moments. But it's a, I don't know, I've described it as a coming of age kind of.
Yeah.
It's three 19-year-olds facing some really harsh life moments at a park together. So I play a character named Tina, and I've drugged my friend Jill to the park to confront my boyfriend Bobby about some very serious issues. And he, surprise, surprise, has things to say to me as well. And then Jill just...
My character Jill has a lot of anger issues. But I think it really rounds out to be a good comedic relief for the play of my anger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just there for support, and it's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I wish we had a better, easier way of describing the play, but it's
hard
so...
You have to be vague with it.
You don't want to give the whole storyline away, just describing it. But we had an interesting moment last night. I was talking to somebody who was watching it, because we're in the theater now, so we've got crew and stuff watching the show, getting ready to help us through it. And somebody mentioned, he looked at me and went, "I really don't like your character." And I find it really funny because it has that weird magic to it where women watching it will see maybe it from my point of view or from Jill's point of view, and then men kind of see it from Bobby's point of view, and so the whole play is almost a really good example of how communication means everything. And when you don't communicate, people seem to be villains in your story, when in reality, in their story, they're, say, the protagonist or whatever, right?
It's really interesting because these characters are so raw and so real and so torn apart, and there's not really a villain, but I think everybody can go into the play and find somebody they won't be rooting for.
Rooting for, or not rooting against.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Excellent. I mean, it sounds...
Sorry, that was a lot.
It sounds like a really kind of complex and deep play. And I wanted to touch on this quickly because we did talk about this extensively last time. I mean, you said it. You've been with these characters for basically a year now, because you probably read the play for the first time as a cast, last November, even last October, and then started rehearsing
Pretty
it.
much, yep.
Play gets pushed back in March due to COVID. Everything shuts down. Now you're able to remount it. Just quickly touch on how that's been for you, because you've been with the characters 9 months longer than you probably would have been in any sort of normal setting in rehearsing a play.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think the characters changed quite a bit, which was nice.
So much, yeah.
There's certain things that when you only have a little bit of time to explore them, you kind of graze the surface of it, and you're like, oh, this is what's happening. This is how my character feels. So I can pull from this part of my life or that part of my life. But when you sit with it for a lot longer and you come out of the drama of it all, go back to your regular life, and then come back into it, it's like seeing colors for a second time. Like at first you were like, oh yeah, that's totally a bluish green. And now it's like, no, that's full on green.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's probably a weird way to explain.
I understand perfectly. Yeah. No, it was really good because for during the world falling apart, like I know me myself, I've changed a lot as a person, and therefore Jill is changing, and it's just I don't know, it felt so much better to have go deeper into the characters and just sit with them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like a slow cooker. The longer it stays, the better it gets.
It's more
As long as you don't burn
flavorful to keep this metaphor going. Anyway.
More flavor like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, the play goes this Thursday, Friday night, and Saturday night at the North Peace Cultural Center. You can get your tickets online now at npcc.bc.ca. Wanted to quickly mention, too, you guys are live streaming the play for people who either can't go or are concerned about being in an enclosed kind of space due to COVID. So that is an option for people who still want to see this play.
Yeah. Yeah, and the tickets are available at the exact same place. You just still go to npcc.bc.ca. So the North Peace Cultural Center's website. If you go through the events and find like our poster, down at the bottom, it'll say something along the lines of reserve your seats or watch from home. So you click on that one to get your live stream. It's a little cheaper than in-person ticket. But basically you get a link to a private streaming channel, and you get to watch it from the comfort of your own home, popcorn, maybe a beer, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're allowed to have drinks in the theater at your house, so that's an advantage there. But
Yeah.
either way, get your tickets now to see this play. It's going to be wonderful. They've been working on it, as we said, for a year. It's definitely worth seeing. I'm excited to see it on Friday, and I'm glad you guys were able to make some time to stop by and talk about this again. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Have a good
thank
one.
you.
Join us weekdays at 12 o'clock for the best